Hi, I'm Haley Leindecker with Action Therapy and Wellness in Gonzales, and I'm here to show you some of the services we offer to help get you out of pain and back in action. Dry needling involves inserting thin, sterile needles into trigger points within muscles to release tension, reduce pain, and improve movement. It's highly effective for muscle tightness, chronic pain, and headaches. Joint manipulation. By applying a quick, controlled force to a joint, we can restore mobility, reduce stiffness, and relieve pain. Cupping therapy uses suction cups to increase blood flow, reduce muscle tension, and promote healing. With instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization, we apply targeted pressure to break down scar tissue and speed up recovery. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Welcome to another lousy game here on the Rev Game of the Week. April Fools, I'm just kidding. We have a fantastic game between two newly minted rivals as the Prairieville Lady Canes host East Ascension Lady Spartans in a crucial 5-5A district matchup. Forget all that April Fool stuff. It's time for a spectacular softball game live on the Rev Game of the Week.
It all began in 1935, a new era in telecommunications. Right here in Southeast Louisiana, born from the ambitions of several local families, with a clear vision and outlook focused on the future. Connecting people across 10 parishes, one household at a time. Powering an internet superhighway from the bayou to the river, built to deliver the speed and reliability every customer needs. We are REV, 90 years of building connections.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Getting a quality haircut shouldn't break the bank. That's why at Finish Line Haircuts, we believe everyone deserves top-notch grooming without the hefty price tag. From expert beard trims, shampoo sessions, to relaxing scalp massages, our wide range of services will get you firing on all cylinders. Our pit crew is ready to greet you and your family with warm smiles and great service to ensure your experience is the absolute best. Schedule your appointment today and get $5 off your first haircut. We'll see you at the Finish Line.
Yalva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Yalva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Welcome back to the Rev game of the week, East Ascension versus Prairieville, and it's senior day for the senior players, or should we say senior player for Prairieville High School. That is the pitcher, Mackenzie Smith. You see her right there. Now, earlier this season when she was homecoming queen, first ever for Prairieville High School, I interviewed her in the third quarter where she talked about her softball career at Prairieville and at Santa Ma. We'll take a look at that interview right now. You were one of the softball players that won the state championship last year. Yes. So tell us about your softball experiences.
For the past 3 years, I was at Santa Ma, and I was privileged enough to be able to be a part of every state championship winning team there. Truly a great experience. Love those girls, love those coaches so much. But I'm so happy to be beginning a new chapter here at Prairieville and playing on this team.
What made you make that decision to come here?
It was definitely hard leaving a school that you've been to for 3 years and then coming somewhere where you have no idea what's going to happen. But I definitely don't regret that decision, and I'm so happy that I'm here. I just made the decision because it was just what was best for me. It was what's best for my family. It was what was best for my softball career. So I'm very happy that I'm here. I love my new coach. He's amazing. He's just my biggest supporter. And I love my new team. I'm just looking ahead. I love everything.
Congratulations to Mackenzie Smith. What an incredible honor it is for her to be out there, to be the only senior. She chose to be here. And I'm Jimmy Frederick. Along with me, Jeff Porch, and we're ready for a great softball game. But, Jeff, you've had an opportunity. You teach here. I mean, this is an amazing opportunity for you to be a part of this great senior season for Mackenzie Smith.
Yes, she's done a great job. She's provided them with some senior leadership. It's been a tough year record-wise, but they have done a lot better than a lot of people expected. They've been competitive in district. They got a district win earlier this season against Prairieville, and maybe we can look at the 5-5A records as we go here. Right now, Prairieville is 7-18 on the season, and they're 1-7 in district. They beat Denham Springs, who is winless in district. Now, for the other teams, and one of the reasons why Prairieville has had such a poor record, I guess, in district is because when you look at teams 1 through 5, that's the best district in 5A softball. Last year they had 4 teams in the quarterfinals. They nearly had 3 teams in the semifinals, but EA lost out on a last pitch grand slam walk-off against Ponchatoula, and so they missed the semifinals. Right now, Santa Ma, Walker, East Ascension, Live Oak, and Dutchtown, they're all within 2 games of each other, and they're all in the top 11 in the non-select rankings for Division I. So it's hard not to say that they're the top district in the state.
Without question. And again, we're watching and seeing the accolades and the honors that are being praised and heaped on Mackenzie Smith. I think that's her dad out there. They're going to throw the first pitch to her. But while we're still waiting for that first pitch, let's take a look at our coaches and our East Ascension coach. And we'll have Tony Ricca in her second year at East Ascension. And she has a record of 34-22. 10-8 in district play and 2-1 in playoffs.
And there's not much that you can't say about her that has been outstanding as far as her career as a head coach. She started at Dutchtown. She was an assistant under Nancy Ensminger, and she left after a year at Dutchtown and came to East Ascension. And if you remember watching some of our games a few years ago, they were winless around the COVID time. And so she has taken a team that's gone from a winless season to a team that nearly made the semifinals last season. So the turnaround that she has made at this school has been nothing short of incredible.
Absolutely. And then, of course, our Prairieville coach in his first year, because every coach here at Prairieville is in their first year, is Todd Schultz. He has a record of 7-18, 1-7 in district play, but nonetheless, I talked to him last night, and it's all about building this program. And it's something that he said, it's scary, but it's exciting because you don't get this opportunity very often to actually take a program from day one and really put your stamp on it.
And you have the one senior, and then you have maybe a couple of juniors on this roster, but the rest of this team is sophomores and freshmen. So you needed a leader like Smith to kind of guide the way. And next season, they should improve, provided they get some other pitchers to contribute to this team. But in about 2 years, that's about kind of the window where these sophomores become seniors. In 2 years, that's the expectation that's when they would be competitive and maybe make a potential playoff run. In 3 years, they should be really, really good.
Well, all the teams, they've struggled some this year, obviously. But every sport, every team, you can see the potential. Yeah. And it's going to be exciting to watch these guys really, and girls, really ramp up from this first year into to consecutive years going forward. Let's take a look at our keys to victory, and it's what's going to happen for East Ascension. Well, they've got to swing the bats. They've got to make sure that they stay ahead of the count. And, of course, they want to do the little things right. It's very important for them. And then the Prairieville side, they want to attack the ball and make the easy plays easy. And it sounds so simple, but, Jeff, sometimes it's really not. Those easy, lazy pop flies, those cans of corn can really trip you up a little bit sometimes.
Well, I was at the Prairieville Dutchtown game, which was their first ever district game. It wasn't a Rev game of the week, but I was out here because I was supporting the team, and they had a 4-3 lead on Dutchtown with 2 outs in the 6th inning. They should have gone into the 7th inning with the lead on Dutchtown, but there was a routine fly ball to left field. The left fielder dropped it. The runner at second was going on contact, so she scored. They tied the game going into the 7th inning, and they eventually wound up losing that game 6-4. But that's how close it's been. And it was the same thing against East Ascension. We had that game as our game of the week, and Prairieville had the lead going into the 4th inning in that game. But then Prairieville came back, and there were a couple of mistakes in the field. They just kept on hitting the ball. East Ascension did, and Prairieville just could not keep up. They wound up losing that game 8-5. But at one point, they had a 4-1 lead. So it's when you look at that 1-7, you might say, well, they must not be that competitive if they're losing all these games. They have played some really close games, and they've just had a lot of bad luck because they're a young team and they haven't learned how to win yet.
And that's exactly what what Todd said last night too. Is that they lose focus a little bit because they have so many freshmen that are used to playing travel ball that are 5 innings long. These are 7 innings. They lose some focus in that 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th inning sometimes. And so that's where, just like you said, being young and inexperienced, it's going to click, and it's going to click soon. And it's going to be exciting to watch as they do get more experience.
So right now it looks like the public address announcer is going to get to the introduction of the starting lineups for both teams. So maybe we can take it down to the field and have them introduce the starters.
Please refrain from any negative cheers, chants, or any unsportsmanlike behavior. Additionally, for the safety of all players and spectators entering the field before, during, or after the game is strictly prohibited.
Of course, we'll run through these again in just a bit, but we'll.
Now, please direct your attention to the first base dugout as we introduce the starting lineup for the Lady Spartans. Number 43, Kate Tuyes. Number 14, Maya Lanu. Number 10, Mackenzie Creel. Number 11, Emma Blanchard. Number 55, Avery Stevens. Number 2, Madison Stevens. Number 23, Adeline Bradbury. Number 8, Savannah Baker. Number 4, Zakiah Green. And number 31, Hartley Berthelot. These ladies are led by assistant coaches Lacey Luke, Caleb Prater, and head coach Tony Rico.
Great introduction there. We'll hear from our Lady Canes now.
Third base dugout as we introduce Lady Canes starting lineup for today. Leading off and playing first base is number 5, Haley Casackerly. Batting second, playing third base is number 2, Kaylin Sheets. Batting third and playing shortstop is number 22, Isabella Piper. Batting fourth and in the cleanup spot and in the circle, our senior, number 7, Mackenzie Smith. Batting fifth, DP, number 10, Jordan Blanchard. Batting sixth, playing second base, number 9, Lily Kinberger. Batting seventh and playing catcher, number 21, Parker LeDuff. Batting eighth and playing left field is number 6, McKenna DeRoche. Batting ninth and playing right field is number 16, Maddie Richard. Playing center field, number 23, Skylar Harvey.
Beautiful job, and now it's time for our national anthem. No April Fool's Day jokes here, folks. It's going to be great softball between the East Ascension Lady Spartans and the Lady Canes of Prairieville. Jeff, let's take a look at our East Ascension batting order as we start things off.
So leading off is going to be number 43, Caden Toulier, playing third base. Second, number 14, Maya Lanou at short. Mackenzie Creel, number 10, will be the designated player. Hitting cleanup, number 11, Emma Blanchard at first base. Batting fifth, Avery Stevens, number 55, catcher. 6 will be Madison Stevens, number 2. She plays second base. Number 7 is Adeline Bradbury. She will wear number 23 and play right. 8th will be Savannah Baker. She will be in the circle today, number 8. And then batting ninth is going to be number 4, Zakiah Green. She is the left fielder. And in the circle for Prairieville will be Mackenzie Smith.
That's right. Mackenzie Smith has pitched 118 innings, and that's a lot of innings to hit to pitch. She's got an ERA of 5.39. She has 138 strikeouts and 48 base on balls. And let me tell you something. She's got a full complement of pitches.
Yep.
She's got it about 62 on the velo, and she can move that ball all over the place. And we're underway. This will be popped out of play over the first base dugout. And we're so glad you've joined us for the Rev Game of the Week, the April Fool's edition, but no jokes here. I'm Jimmy Frederick, along with me, Jeff Porsche. And again, what a beautiful day. We thought we were going to see some sunshine, but looks like clouds have socked in, and the wind is blowing straight out center field just a little bit.
Tell you what's no April Fool's joke would be Caden Toulier. She may be the best player in Ascension Parish. We'll talk about her more today as we go. She takes the ball high. It's 2-1.
One of the things that, again, Coach Ricka said is that, she really kind of surprised some folks last year. Now they're pitching around her a little bit as it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Not seeing a lot of things to hit, and she comes in with a 492 batting average. So even when she's not getting a lot of good pitches, she's still knocking the ball around.
And she's got an on-base percentage that's approaching 700, but anything close, she's going to take a swing at it right there with a 3-1 count. She had a pitch that she could do something with, but she fouled it back to the screen, so now it's a full count. And she is the team leader in doubles, triples, runs, walks, and there you go with a walk.
Yes, and we walked for the 38th time, I believe.
She also leads the team in stolen bases, so watch for that right here. She has 29 stolen bases, and they have played in 23 games. So she's averaging more than 1 a game right now.
Parker LaDuff behind the plate is pretty good with an arm. You saw her. She was going right there. She wasn't wasting any time to getting the scoring position, but the foul back for Maya Lanou, who is the shortstop. She's batting .366, her first trip to the plate, obviously, as we're just in the top of the first inning.
One of the things about East Ascension, as you see the
Duff goes down.
Base attempt.
And she is there.
But one of the things that I want to mention about the East Ascension batting order, they have hitters everywhere down this lineup. Everybody's hitting in, you get people in the 490s and the 440s, 460s. They're getting on base a lot.
Inside pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lanou. She squared the bunt, then pulled it back, and she's going to at least make it look like she's going to bunt. She pulls it back.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those with 2 strikes.
No. Evens the count of 2-2. We still have no outs yet on the top of the first. And, boy, Touye is not wasting much time getting a big lead when the ball is pitched. And that one's going to be a line drive to second base. Tried to double her up. Couldn't do so. Nice job for Kinberger. Lily Kinberger at second base. And the first out. And that will we'll take a look at the defense now for Prairieville.
And in the outfield, you got McKenna DeRoche at left. Skylar Harvey in center. Maddie Richard in right. Haley Fasackley at first. Lily Kinberger at second. Kaylin Sheets at third. Isabella Piper at short. Pitcher Mackenzie Smith. And behind the plate, Parker LaDuff.
This brings up Mackenzie Creel. She is our designated player today. She's batting .464. We might see her on the mound, and she gets plunked. And that can't feel good as the ball was coming in. It kind of tailed inside. And we now have runners at first and second base.
That pitch was close to the bat right there. You can see her shaking her hand. It hit her in the hand, but it didn't make any contact with the bat. So in that case, she does get first base. Touye is going to have to stay at second. So they have 2 runners on base with 1 out.
Spins this one a little high. 1 ball, no strikes to Emma Blanchard, who steps to the plate for the first time, batting .447. You mentioned it. They've got 400 hitters across the board.
Yep.
The lowest batting average they have is .259 with Bradbury batting in the 7th spot. This will be safe at third. Both runners going.
And so that's 2 stolen bases. So Touye is now over 30 on the season. She's at 31 stolen bases on the year.
Coach Ricka likes to manufacture runs. She's going to be very aggressive on the base paths. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 away. This one will spin inside. 2-1.
This is a big situation for Mackenzie Smith. You don't want to get behind with these bats and have these bats for East Ascension catch fire because they can hit the ball really, really well.
That one will be popped back into the screen.
So far, the only contact that they've made in the field was a line drive by Lanou that was snagged by Kinberger, but that was a well-hit ball, and that's what they do. They hit the ball really, really well.
Down the line, foul. So it stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now we see a little poke through the sun.
Yeah, that's nice. It was. I was told that there may be rain this afternoon about 1 or 2 o'clock. We never got rain this afternoon in Prairieville. It's been a decent day as they're trying to dry out from yesterday.
You're not kidding. Boy, that looked like a good pitch, a little low.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit below the shins right there, and so the count is going to go full. Now first base is open.
You got Touye at third, Creels at second. This was going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3 and strike her out on a high fastball.
Nice pitch. Went high on that one after that previous pitch low at the shin, so she goes low high and gets her to chase one. It may have been outside the strike zone, may have been ball 4, and you got 2 outs and Avery Stevens coming to the plate.
Batting .344. Playing catcher today. This one will be a little high.
And that was about the spot where that previous pitch was, and he called it a ball right there.
Inside and high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. You got 2 runners in scoring position with Toulier and Lanou. Now check that in Creedle at second. Changeup misses. 3-0.
They called it a strike. He called it. It was a delayed.
Oh, wow.
It was a delayed call. He brought up the right fist at the last second.
That's what I get for being a little ahead of the umpire.
And there's a second strike.
He is a little delayed on his.
I do hear the little hook.
I do too. Now that you mention it, 2-2. It evens the count. We got 2s across the board. No score as of yet. Top of the first.
Big pitch right here. They can get out of this inning right here with a swing.
Swung and got her. Strikeout number 2 for Stevens. Check that for Smith. And that will do it for the top of the first. Let's take a look at the East Ascension batting order.
So the batting order for the Lady Canes, batting first will be number 5, Haley Fisackerly. She is the first baseman. Kaylin Sheets bats second. She's number 2, and she plays third base. At shortstop, batting third, Isabella Piper, number 22. Cleanup hitter, the pitcher, Mackenzie Smith, number 7. Batting fifth, the designated player, Jordan Blanchard, number 10. Batting sixth will be Lily Kinberger. She is the second baseman, number 9. Batting seventh, Parker LaDuff. She is number 21, and she'll be playing behind the plate today. And batting eighth, McKenna DeRoche. She is the left fielder, number 6. And in batting ninth, Maddie Richard. She's right field, number 16. And on the mound, in the circle, I should say, for East Ascension is Savannah Baker.
Baker has pitched 52 2/3 innings. She played in 18 games on the mound. Oh, well, you're exactly right. I got to catch myself in the circle.
Yep.
She has a 6.91 ERA, 39 strikeouts to 48 walks, and she has given up 63 runs and 72 hits.
So they faced her, the Lady Canes, in the first game, and she gave up the runs early, and when East Ascension fell behind, she got pulled in the third inning with a 3-0 count, and that was kind of the turning point in the game. When the new pitcher came in, they were able to kind of regroup and come back and get the victory.
Haley Fisackerly will lead things off. This one's well inside, and that'll be ball 1. She bats .494 in the leadoff spot. She's playing first base today.
She was replaced by Miss Mackenzie Creel, and Creel was able to get the win the last time they played. As you see, a foul ball.
Coach Schultz having a little fun with Toulier over there. It's good to see.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she's a heck of a player. She's got a good attitude out there, and she's really good at that hot corner.
Got her in the thigh, and that'll put her on first base. So, in the first inning, we've had 2 hit batters, 1 for each team.
And when you look at the statistics for Savannah Baker, that's her 8th batter that she has hit so far today, and you're able to get the leadoff hitter on with nobody out. Now, East Ascension was able to do that too with Toulier, but she was not able to score.
Kaylin Sheets will step to the plate. She's batting .308 and batting in the second spot. Call strike.
So, umpire, got to watch for that
I'm going to hold off a second.
Yep, watch for that fist.
Because I tell you, he is a second and a half behind me.
Yep. But we're going to pick up on her routine here, I believe. So 1-1 now to count.
One of the things that Savannah wants to do is make sure she keeps that ball low, try to force the batters to hit it, to pull it to Toulier or to the shortstop, make those ground balls, and have an opportunity. The runner goes, and she's going to be safe. So Fisackerly will go to second base on the ball that kind of got away from the catcher a little bit.
Yeah, that was not a straight steal. The ball got away from the catcher, and Fisackerly was able to go, and so we're not going to call that a stolen base right there as it's fouled away.
still, you know, I mean, it wasn't close to getting her out, but it was still a pretty good throw by the catcher is what I'm trying to get at by Stevens, Avery Stevens. She's got some pop in her arm.
Absolutely.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs in the bottom of the first inning. This one will be a ground ball foul down the line to third base. Touye backhanded it, was ready to gun it to first, but it got outside the line, so we remain 2-2.
So Sheets, with the 2 strikes, not in a position to bunt right there, so you're probably not going to move the runner over, but swinging away. And she is a sophomore, and she's one of those young players as she swings and misses.
Struck her out. Now we'll take a look after the first out of the inning. We'll take a look at the East Ascension defense, and we'll take it around the horn, Jeffrey.
All right, in the outfield, you got Zakiah Green in left, Hartley Berthelot in center, Adeline Bradbury in right. First base, Emma Blanchard. Second base, Madison Stevens. Third base, Caden Touye. Shortstop, Maya Lanou. In the circle, Savannah Baker, and behind the plate is Avery Stevens.
Stepping to the plate now, Isabella Piper, the shortstop, and this one will be a fly ball foul down the right field line. 338 hitter stepping in to the batter's box, a right-handed hitter.
With 1 out here and the number 3 hitter coming up, you're less likely to see a sacrifice situation, especially with Mackenzie Smith coming up on deck as well. Runner can score from second right here. Wide open between short and second. Any ball up the middle could be a base hit.
Going down to second base to get her. Got her. She lackadaisically walked back to second base, and very astute play by Stevens back to Madison Stevens. I presume that's her sister.
Yeah, I believe so. But you see it right there. That. Definitely got her.
Can't be lackadaisical there.
Kind of just got caught sleeping. And so a runner in scoring position has been erased, and now there's 2 outs.
This pitch inside.
And that's one of the signs of a young team, as Coach Schultz tried to get them, to get used to high school softball. And that's one of the things that these are young players that are making mistakes like that. They'll learn as they go.
3 balls and a strike now to the batter, Piper.
Now Mackenzie Smith on deck. She's not only a great pitcher, but she is an outstanding hitter as well.
This will be a chopper. Touye gloves it to first base. Easy out. And we'll go 3 outs. And no runners left on no hits. And we will head to the top of the second. We'll be back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
Getting a quality haircut shouldn't break the bank. That's why at Finish Line Haircuts, we believe everyone deserves top-notch grooming without the hefty price tag. From expert beard trims, shampoo sessions, to relaxing scalp massages, our wide range of services will get you firing on all cylinders. Our pit crew is ready to greet you and your family with warm smiles and great service to ensure your experience is the absolute best. Schedule your appointment today and get $5 off your first haircut. We'll see you at the finish line.
Welcome back, everybody, to the top of the second inning. The East Ascension Lady Spartans will start like this. It'll be the 6-hole hitter, Madison Stevens, followed by Adeline Bradbury and Savannah Baker. 6, 7, and 8 hole up. Smith back in the circle for the Prairieville Lady Canes. She got 2 strikeouts to end the inning in the first and prevented what could have been a scary first inning with 2 runners in scoring position.
She did a really good job, and I think both pitchers did a really good job because you had traffic on the bases for both of them, and both teams came out with no runs.
Foul tip. 2 balls and a strike.
Actually, compliment Savannah Baker on her job in the circle in that first inning, because she gave up a couple of runs in that first meeting, but she came out of there with none in the bottom of the first here today.
A little high, just above the shoulders, and that'll be a 3-1 count to Madison Stevens, hitting .323 on the season. But that was called strike.
Yep.
Evens the count.
Don't want to walk the leadoff hitter in a second inning in a row.
Sorry, full count, not an even count.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
But Touye walked to start the game. You don't want to walk the leadoff hitter in back-to-back innings.
This is going to be a looping fly ball. It's going to drop in right center field, scooped up by Madeline Richard, and that'll be the first hit of the ball game for either team. Nice job for Madison Stevens to lead things off.
Just find a spot and hit that little looper right there, a little Texas leaguer into short right field, but past Ken Berger's reach, and Richard has to take it on the hop. And for the second inning in a row, the leadoff hitter is on for the Lady Spartans.
Tries to bunt this one, and it will bunt foul. It was got lucky. If it had straightened out just a little bit, I think you probably could have had Fasackerly making a play on it from first base.
Yeah, you don't never want to get that ball in the air, and was fortunate that it was in a spot where neither the catcher nor the first baseman was able to get to it.
This pitch is high, almost caught her between second and first as Stevens looked like she was going to make a move for second and then kind of deer in the headlights a little bit.
Yeah, if Fasackerly's playing close to the bag, Sheets is in.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
So now you may have taken the bunt out of the equation right there with the 2-strike count, as Sheets kind of drops back to even with the bag. Same thing at first.
Foul ball, foul. Boy, that was it hit right on the guy wire for the net.
Yep.
And you couldn't throw a ball like hit that thing, I don't think.
Exactly. I'd have probably thrown 50 balls and not hit that thing.
Not even close. Bounced right back into the field, which is this would be a little slow roller. Running on it is Sheets. Sheets got no play. A full swing and bunt. And that will work out for the East Ascension Lady Spartans.
And in the scorebook, that's going to look like a line drive to left field. But that ball probably went about 20 feet. And that was a place where Sheets could not get to it on time. She had no chance, even if she would have gotten the throw off. So now, again, you have first and second like you had earlier in the first inning.
No outs in Savannah Baker, the pitcher. The pitcher.
Yes, she is.
Will step to the plate. 286 hitter.
Now, with no outs in first and second, Sheets at third was expecting a bunt as she came in, but she was swinging away.
0-1 the count. Still no outs. This one will be bunted right back toward the pitcher to be scooped up. And no play, and we got bases loaded. 3 ducks on the pond as Smith could go nowhere with it. Perfectly executed for Smith, for Baker.
I think when you look at it, there was a lot of English on that because you saw the ball kind of die, kind of like a little chip right there. And then when Smith got her hands on it, that ball was spinning, and she couldn't get a good grip on it, and that's what caused the late throw. And so now the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Stevens at third, Bradbury's at second, Baker's at first. We've had 3 hits in the inning.
Now, they ruled that a hit, and I agree with that decision. That was a tough one to handle, and I think if she would have been able to pick it up and throw to first, they may not have gotten to her in time anyway.
Right. I think you're right. Good hard fastball. That will be a called strike. And this is Zakiah Jackson, the left fielder, 338 on the year. Still no outs. Got 3 runners on. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put her. High and outside.
The infield is expecting her to perhaps drop one right here. Short and second are playing in a little bit, and Sheets coming in as the pitch goes. We'll see what she does right here.
9-hole hitter here. This is a swing and a miss on a high looping fastball. Strike 2.
So Green can make contact right here. She could probably get a run in. Now, you don't want to get into a situation where you get a double play because you got 1, 2, 3 coming up. Touye on deck can definitely do something with this.
Swing and a miss. strike 3, and that'll be the third strikeout for Smith. And we go back to the top of the order with Caden Toulier, followed by Maya Lanou and Creel.
Now, this is the nightmare scenario for
you're not
Prairieville in the field, because you got the best hitter in the parish, maybe in this entire district, coming to the plate with the bases full.
Steps in. Boy, that ball kind of tailed off away from the batter. Strike 1 to Caden Toulier.
And you talk about how Coach Rick has said that they'd like to walk her. There's nowhere to put her on right now, so if they walk her, a run's going to score.
And she did walk her first trip up. This one will be a little high, as you see me hesitate just to make sure.
Yeah, I didn't hear the huh. So it's 1-1.
High fly ball. It's not a fly ball. It's a pop, and it is on the top of the first base dugout.
Boy, you caught a break right there, because a couple of feet in the field, and Fasackley would have been able to make the play, and then you have 2 outs, and you just got the best hitter on the team to pop up.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the second. Again, foul ball. She'll stay alive.
So Toulier, we talked about that .492 batting average, but her on-base percentage with all those walks is .684. Man. That's almost, and she walked to start out this game. So you're talking about 7 times every 10 at-bats she's going to reach base.
Outside, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying not to give her anything to put the meat of the bat on.
Yeah, that was the pitcher's count right there, that 1-2 pitch. Had one to wait, see if she could chase it.
Another foul ball back into the screen.
Now, it doesn't get any easier. It gets a little bit easier, but Lanou leads the team in singles and triples and sacrifices on deck. So you don't get out of it here if you get her out right here.
Pitch in the gap between second and first. Going to score 1 run, possibly 2, and they do score 2. And a 2 RBI single for Toulier. What a great at-bat that was.
And that was just a great piece of hitting. And she found that hole at second as she went opposite field, but she was able to find the right spot. And that was, I would argue, by design. She knew where the hole was, and she found it.
So Savannah Baker will advance to third base. It will score Stevens from third and Bradbury from second. And just really a no play for the second baseman, Kinberger. Still 1 out with runners at the corners now. Lanou high, and Toulier will easily take second base. No throw down.
Right. Not contested right there. You don't want to throw that ball to second and then let the runner score from third.
Yeah, you can outsmart yourself a little bit trying to be cute, and they obviously did not do that.
Yeah, that happened in the Prairieville East Ascension game baseball last Tuesday as the runner for East Ascension stole second. The catcher faked a throw to third and then threw it in the left field.
Oh, man. Swing and a miss.
Don't want to do that.
No, sir. 2 balls, 1 strike on the swing to Maya Lanou. She lined out to second base her first trip to the plate, and that'll give us a 3-1 count now.
So 2 runs were scored on 4 base hits. No mistakes, no errors out there, but just good, solid hitting. 4 singles for East Ascension.
The bunt laid down. It's going to be another run scoring, and everybody's safe. Perfectly executed bunt by Lanou, and that will score Baker from third. It is now 3-0 here in the top of the second.
And that was a suicide squeeze right there. As you see, the runner coming all the way, and Sheets just does not have a play. If she was not able to drop the bunt, the runner would have been dead at the plate. So she did her job, and now that's the 5th hit this inning for the Spartans.
Brings up Mackenzie Creel. Going to second base is Lanou. Again, like you said, uncontested. And Creel was hit by a pitch her first trip up. She's a .464 hitter on the year.
5 of the first 6 batters have reached. The only out is the strikeout by Green in the 9 spot.
Swung on and missed. Evens the count at 1-1. 3 strikeouts in the game for Smith. 2 in the first inning, 1 here in the second. The only out, like you mentioned, here in the second inning. This pitch is out of play and over the press box here. Beautiful press box, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it out here. They've been very hospitable. I had a text this morning from the press box people and said, we got a spot for you. You're going to love it out here, and we do.
This is fouled again into the screen on the right side.
Now, Jimmy, they got 5 hits this inning, but I want to point out, if you are just starting to watch, you had the blooper to right, you had 2 infield hits and a bunt hit. You had 1 solid hit by Touye, but they have not been lighting up Smith. They've just been finding the spots.
Again, another foul ball, staying alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But that's a very good point. Baseball is a funny game,
Yep.
especially when you look at it just on paper. A base hit a bunt is just like a base hit in the gap.
Yep. Now, Touye's ball was very well hit and finding the gap opposite field.
Got ahead of that one, pulled down the third base line. Staying alive after 6th pitch so far, I think.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
Still only 1 out here. 2 runners in scoring position, and Touye at third and Lanu at second base. That one's high, evens the count at 2-2.
So Creole, she leads the team with 32 hits, 7 doubles, 11 homers, and 44 RBIs.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Forgive us, the scoreboard is a little bit off this time, but the umpire has straightened us out, and that will be KO number 3. No, make it 4.
Yep, she's got 5 outs so far, 4 of them are by strikeout.
Brings up Emma Blanchard hitting .447. Her first trip up was a strikeout for the second out of the inning in the first. Just inside.
Base hit right here. If you can get 5 runs in this second inning, that could make things really tough for the Lady Canes.
There's a slow grounder. Goes off the leg of the shortstop, Isabella Piper. That'll be an error. Scores, and she's safe. 2 runs come in. 1 error on the shortstop, Isabella Piper, as she just could not handle the slow roller. And it makes it 5-0 here in the second.
That's a tough error right there. As you see, the ball may have been touched by Sheets at third, may have changed the trajectory of the ball, but it made it more difficult for Piper to get her hands on it. And then when she was not able to come up with it, the runner was just headed straight around from third, and she beat the throw to the plate. So now it is 5-0 on 2 unearned runs.
Avery Stevens, this is the 9th hitter in this inning. Pitch is high, so the only runner right now is Emma Blanchard at second base. She will not be credited with an RBI. Inside, the pitch gets away from Parker LaDuff, and that'll just be a pass ball.
You know, what I'm seeing here from the scorekeeper, I think what they did was they ruled it an infield hit and an error on the shortstop. So we're going to call it an RBI single. The second run was unearned.
Got it.
And so we're going to call it a single and an error.
Glad you're here, my friend, because I did not catch all the nuances that was happening right there.
This is my first color job. It's kind of interesting, but I have a little more time to check the the scoreboard than you do.
And that'll walk number 55, Avery Stevens. So we're going to the 10th batter of the inning.
Batting around. So
Madison Stevens.
Stevens got a base hit. We're going to get a courtesy runner for the Lady Spartans. I believe that's going to be Toby Landry, number 0. Let's double check that as we go. But right now, yes, it is Toby Landry that's going to be at first base for Avery Stevens. And Coach Scholes really needs to kind of settle his team a little bit right here. So he's just going to kind of talk to him and try to keep this from getting way out of hand because it's already 5-0. Another run or two scores, and this game could be out of reach early.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right.
Just been a tough inning. You had the third infield hit plus a bunt hit out of those 6 hits.
Right.
So four base hits that didn't leave the infield. So, like, if you think that Mackenzie Smith's getting lit up, it's really not the case. It's just finding the right spots.
It's well placed bunch for the most part, and aggressive base running. Runner's off and going, and she'll be easily at second base for Toby Landry, the courtesy runner for the catcher Avery Stevens.
Yep, and this is where a base hit makes it 7-0.
Madison Stevens at the plate. She started this inning off at strike 1, strike 2. 0-2 the count.
See, you're like me, Jimmy. Every time you get a stolen base, you don't check what the what the call was at the plate. At least sometimes I don't.
I'm the same way, exactly. And this will be a looping fly ball to right field, and easily making the grab to finally end the inning is Madeline Richard. And what an inning it was. 6 hits, 5 runs, and 2 runners left stranded. We will go to the middle of the second inning, and let's take a look at our 5-5A softball this week.
So we'll take a look at the power ratings right now for District 5-5A, and I talked about how you had 5 teams in the top 11. Santa Maria leads the way at number 3. That's no surprise with the back-to-back-to-back state championships. Walker's at number 4. They're having an outstanding season. Dutchtown is at 6. Earlier this season, you saw the game between Santa Maria and Dutchtown. It was a one-run win for Santa Maria. Live Oak, number 9, they're really good, again, as usual. They made the semis last year. East Ascension, they're at number 11 and hoping to move up here today. Prairieville, they need some help to get into the playoffs. They're at 30. Denham is at 31. Now, in girls softball, there are 26 spots. So that means that 1 through 6 gets a bye. So Prairieville needs to move up 4 spots to get into the playoffs, and right now, trailing 5-0 in the bottom of the second, they got their work cut out for them here today.
And to lead things off will be the 4-hole hitter Mackenzie Smith. She will be followed by Jordan Blanchard and Lily Kinberger. Mackenzie Smith batting .324, Blanchard .383, and Kinberger .333.
Just can't tell you enough about this district, Jimmy, and all the really competitive teams that you have in it. It's fun to cover these teams in baseball and softball because it's just an outstanding district.
First pitch is a strike. Once again, in the circle is Savannah Baker.
She did a really good job getting out of that inning. You had the leadoff hitter was hit by a pitch, but then she was erased.
Strike 2 to the leadoff hitter Mackenzie Smith. And only a sophomore is Baker.
Yep.
She's got a lot of great softball ahead of her. 0-2 the count. This one's outside.
Pitching this season has been EA's one weakness. They can hit the heck out the ball, but they've given up a lot of runs. The team has a 7 ERA, so they give up a lot of runs as well.
This one was a little bouncer. Didn't quite get there.
Not quite.
Came out of her hand a little funny. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We are in the bottom of the second inning. It is 5-0 East Ascension leading Prairieville. And this one's going to be driven to center field, not able to get on the horse and make the catch, but nonetheless chasing it down is Hartley Berthelot. And we've got our first hit of the night for the Lady Canes.
And that was just a solid hit to center field, no doubt about it. This is the second inning in a row where you have the leadoff hitter. Every leadoff hitter in every part of this game has reached first base. Now you have a courtesy runner coming in. That's going to be Whitney Kleber, number 24, who will come in and run for Mackenzie Smith.
Now running for the Lady Canes, number 24.
Jordan Blanchard will step to the plate for her first trip up. She bats .383 on the season. She is the designated player. Baseball is a DH and softball is a DP.
That's right. And she's a pretty good one. She's hitting.
This one will be pop foul. First base side.
Blanchard is the leading hitter on this team, hitting .383. She also leads the team with 1 triple. She's tied in that category.
Checking a wristband is the sophomore Baker, getting the pitch from the dugout. Swung on and missed on an outside fastball. 0-2 the count.
I like that Baker's getting ahead in the count. She gave up several walks in that first match. She looks like she's got more control of the strike zone here.
This one's a looping fly ball. Calling for it is the shortstop, Piper. Check that. That's Lanu.
That's right.
Got my teams mixed up, but that'll be a first out of the bottom of the second.
So that's a big out right there. You get the top hitter for the Lady Canes, and the runner does not advance into scoring position.
Kinberger now steps up for her first trip. Batting .333 and playing second base. A little high, ball 1. So we got 1 out. Kinberger will be followed by Parker LaDuff, catcher.
Now, Kinberger has long ball potential. She has 2 home runs on this season.
Hard hit, but back into the screen.
She leads the team with 14 RBIs as well. She's also got 9 doubles, so she is one of their power hitters for sure.
One's across the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
And the Canes have 1 hit and 1 error.
And this one's going to be another fly ball, easily called by Stevens. Madison makes the catch, and we have 2 away.
And that's the way you recover from getting a clean leadoff base hit. 2 pop flies that don't leave the infield, and now you're in a good position. This is a much better performance from Baker that we're seeing here today.
The 208 hitter, Parker LaDuff, batting in the 7th spot. She's the catcher. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second. This pitch a little bit high, ball 1. I want to know who's beating the drum.
You have it right there in that corner. You can see it.
See it? Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's a designated drummer.
Yes.
Didn't know that. DD. Strike 1. Blew it by her.
That's one of the things I like about softball is that the dugouts are always involved and animated, and they love to sing and chant and
there she is.
and lead the cheers.
Catcher will step back, makes the play, and that'll do it. Avery Stevens for the 3rd out. So one runner left on 1 hit. No run score, and we head to the top of the 3rd. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Yalva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Yalva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our inaugural season of athletic competition.
Relief Windows,
Galvez Seafood, Superior Office Supplies, Mike Anderson's, Miller Safety Consulting, Hollis Orthodontics.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. We start the 3rd inning with the 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters. It'll be Adeline Bradbury, the right fielder. She had a base hit and scored a run back in the 2nd in that big 2nd inning of 5 runs and 5 hits.
Yeah, they've taken that sixth hit off the scoreboard, the one that we thought initially was an error by the shortstop. They called it a hit and an error. Now I think they just call it a straight-up error. So, not that makes much of a difference right here.
Called strike to Adeline Bradbury.
The only difference would be we take the hit away from Emma Blanchard and take an RBI away from her.
Yeah, that's somebody else's job. Who inside? Thought I was going to catch her, but she is able to get out of the way.
If she would have leaned into it a little bit, you would have definitely had a base runner right there. Every leadoff hitter in both innings so far has reached. And
right back up the middle. Good hit that time for Bradbury to lead things off, and she'll have a nice base hit right back up the gut.
So that's the sixth hit. That was probably the second most well-hit ball so far today for the Lady Spartans. You had that base hit by Touye that was solid into right field, but a lot of infield hits and some mistakes so far for the Lady Canes. And it gets away from the catcher.
Yep, Avery will have to run back and get that one. Check that, Parker LaDuff. And that will advance the runner to second base.
So we'll call that a wild pitch.
Savannah Baker at the plate, a sophomore pitcher, 286. She had a base hit and scored a run. Swings at this one.
So Baker had one of those infield hits that we talked about earlier in the second inning.
Bunt laid down. Beautifully done. Covering the bag is the second baseman. So Smith will scoop it, throw to Kinberger for the out, but it advances the runner to third. Exactly how you want to execute that one.
Right. We'll call that a 1-4 sacrifice. And Bradbury goes to third. Now, as far as Savannah Baker goes, that is her second sacrifice of the season.
Brings up Zakiah Jackson, the left fielder. She struck out her first trip to the plate. She was the first out of the second inning. 0-1. This one will be driven into the gap between. That's out of here. Forget about it. She will touch them all. I thought it was going to drop right at the wall, but she knocks it deep in the gap between right and center, and we have a 7-0 ball game. Wow.
I'm with you on that one, Jimmy. I thought that would maybe get to the gap, maybe hit the wall, but it had the distance, and that's how you recover from a strikeout, a 2-run homer by Zakiah Green. Now, as far as she goes, that is her third home run of the season, so she definitely has power in that 9-hole, and she just showed it right there.
Well, that was something that Coach Ricka said, too, that she's almost like a leadoff hitter sometimes. So you got a pretty good 9-hole hitter, and now you go back to the top of the order and look at Touye driving one in the gap.
Yep.
Scooped up at third and right field by Madeline Richard. And Touye, they're giving him some opportunities, and that is her second base hit of the afternoon.
So she may be over 500 on the season at this point, maybe over 700 on base percentage.
Wow.
Reached base 3 times, 2 base hits and a walk. She's got 2 RBIs, 1 run scored, and 2 stolen bases. Other than that,
yeah, she's not doing much.
Like I said, she's the best player in the parish, and she just got her third bag of the game.
And they send it, LaDuff sends it a little deep. But luckily covering the bag, or covering behind, backing him up was Lily Kinberger. Boy, you got that sun right in your eyes, don't you, pal? Sorry, man.
Yep, it's okay,
this post is working out really well for me.
Yeah, that sun came out big time behind those clouds, and now it looks like it's going to be out for a while. 1-1 is the count now. I can see that. Now, fortunately for the batters, it's really not a situation where it's going to affect them, especially the right-handed hitters, because the sun is almost directly behind them.
This is Maya Lanou, shortstop. This will be a foul ball as it goes off the screen on the first base side. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Lanu had the hard luck line drive to the second baseman Kinberger in the first inning. Looked like it could have been a hit. Then she got a single and scored a run in the second.
This one is going to loop and drop in for a base hit. Gets away from the right fielder Richard. 1 run scores. And that will send Toulier to third. Check that. She will be at third.
Lanu
is at third, right.
And that's a tough luck triple right there because you went opposite field. So it had the English where that ball, when it hit the ground, was going to bounce to the right. The right fielder, Richard, kind of misplayed it right there, and it got away from her. But that was one where basically the bounce, to a 45-degree angle instead of taking that hop right to her. And that's going to end the day for Mackenzie Smith. It's been a tough day for her. Like I said, she hasn't given up a lot of hard-hit balls. That really wasn't a hard-hit ball right there. She gave up the home run to Green. That was obviously a hard-hit ball. Toulier knocked a couple really well, but a lot of infield hit damage.
And she also had 4 strikeouts.
Yes, she did a good job.
Kaylin Sheets will check in. Look at that. Mackenzie Smith has pitched 118 innings, and then Kaylin Sheets come in and she's pitched 19 innings. She's done well, but nonetheless, she has not pitched a lot this season. She's pitched in 8 games. She has an ERA of 9.21.
Yeah, what Sheets, her situation was, of course, Smith is getting the bulk of the pitching here for this team, being the senior leader. And Sheets was the second leading scorer on the girls' basketball team. And so she came to the team a couple of weeks into the season. So she was a little behind, and she's come in and kind of pitched a few games here and there, but she's kind of been behind the 8 ball because of the basketball season. But she's picked up her appearances as the season's gone. Now we're going to have a couple of defensive changes. What's going to happen here, Jimmy, is that Mackenzie Smith is going to move from pitcher to shortstop. And Piper is going to move from short to third. I believe that's what we're going to have here. So we have no real changes in the batting order, but we're going to have changes in the defensive lineup. So Piper, the new third baseman, coming in from short. Smith, the new shortstop, coming in from the circle. And Sheets goes from third to the circle to pitch.
So the news at third after the triple, and Mackenzie Creel steps to the plate batting .464. She struck out her last trip up, and she was hit by a pitch in the first inning. This pitch on ball 1 to start things off. First pitch from Sheets.
Base hit right here would make it 9-0. Been a tough day so far for the Lady Canes. This has not been their MO lately. They've been close in a lot of these games, but this one has been tough.
Oh, got her again, a second time that she's been hit by a pitch. She's a magnet out there. She'll go to first. Still only 1 out. Brings up Emma Blanchard. She struck out her first time up, had a base hit her second trip.
Now, that's only the third hit batter of the season for Sheets.
Check that. She did not have a base hit. That's the one that was taken away. And there's a liner into left field. It gets past McKenna DeRoche, goes all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And that'll be a double for Emma Blanchard. And this thing has been busted wide open.
Absolutely.
Well, it may have been busted wide open a while back.
So it's 9-0 now, and Prairieville is in big trouble.
Now entering the box, number 55,
and
Avery
so
Stevens.
Creel was able to score there, and Blanchard is on second. So this is going to be. I have 5 runs. It should be
10.
It should be 10-0.
Yeah,
yes.
Should be 10-0.
I think the scoreboard is incorrect.
Yes. 10 hits on 10 runs on 10 hits. 3 errors committed by the Prairieville Lady Canes in this one.
Sometimes when things go bad, they just snowball, and that's what you're seeing right here. You make a mistake or two in the field, and then you get 2 or 3, and then it becomes 3 or 4, and then this is what you get.
Avery Stevens now at the plate. She walked her last trip up. She struck out in the first inning. They still have yet to correct the scoreboard. But we have it at 10-0.
There it is.
There
they
we
hurt
go.
us.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strikes to Avery Stevens. Still only 1 out, my friend.
One thing I like about the scoreboard there is that they can't fit all of the Spartans' name on there. So actually what you have under East Ascension right there is Sparta.
Sparta.
So this is Sparta versus the Canes.
That's right.
The Sparta-Canes game.
This one will be popped into right field. The ball will drop. Diving forward is Richard. Another run will score, and that will be Blanchard coming around from second base to score, and that'll be a big RBI double.
And again, just a tough break there as just short of the ball. Richard made a good attempt at it. Then it got away from her for a second, and that was able to get the runner to second. Now you're going to get the courtesy runner Toby Landry coming in again for the catcher. And my scorecard is getting kind of hard to keep up with now. As
this will be the ninth hitter in this inning. Again, they batted 10 batters in the second, 9 so far with only 1 out here in the third. Madison Stevens, I don't know that I mentioned that, but she's at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, and this will be a ground ball, throw to first. Nice play by Mackenzie Smith to Sackerly, and we've got 2 away.
So that's a good job by Smith. She's going to stay in the game, and she's just going to show leadership by example right there, making a nice play and a good throw to first. She had a tough day in the circle so far, but has a good job in the field with 2 outs.
Second trip for Bradbury here in this inning. She will be the 10th batter. Nice spin and strike.
So the runner gets the third on the wild pitch that got away from LaDuff.
Bradbury, a slow roller, scooped up by Piper. Piper to first, over to Sackerly, and that will do it for the inning. But on the inning, my goodness, 6 runs on 6 hits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. 6 on 6. But I may be wrong. Who knows?
We come to the middle of the third, and it's time to take a look at our 18th annual Santa Maria Invitational coming up March 14th and 15th. No? Okay.
So we got the East Ascension schedule. The district softball games for EA coming up, and you got the game here on Tuesday, the game against Prairieville. Thursday, we're going to be back at Santa Maria for East Ascension at Santa Maria, the rivalry renewed. Then on the 8th, they're going to go to Dutchtown and get a road game, and then they're going to go to Walker on the 10th. So they're going to be really busy. They got a big road schedule coming up for the Lady Spartans.
Okie dokie. Yeah, we got a good one. It's all right.
Oh, we got it all taken care of. Don't worry about that, Andre.
We got a good one on Thursday, you and I.
Yeah. We've never worked together. Now we're going to get 2 games in 72 hours.
I didn't think I would get that lucky, but here we are.
Yeah. I'm liking doing this color thing.
You're good at it, my friend.
Well, I'm not. I'm no Mike Moeller, but I'm trying.
But then who is?
Yeah, and Jolie's pretty good at it too. So I don't think they should worry about their jobs.
All right. Well, let's get reset here as Mackenzie DeRoche will come to the plate for the first time tonight, batting in the 8th hole, and then it'll be Madeline Richard, the number 9 hitter. followed by back to the top of the order finally with Haley Fasackerly.
So the umpire had gone over to the Prairieville dugout. I believe they talked to Coach Scholes, and I believe they have this all settled. I don't know that there's been any changes in the lineup, but we will see. Now you have some action in the bullpen for Prairieville. Peyton DeVere, their third pitcher, is warming up, so she may replace Kaylin Sheets at some point.
DeRoche is a .253 hitter on the season. And she'll try to slap one down the down the left field line, and she can't quite get it in play.
So right now, Prairieville just needs base runners.
Yeah.
They need some sort of momentum to kind of break this streak for East Ascension, because East Ascension is red hot, and even when they don't hit the ball well, they're finding places to fall. You got to get some sort of momentum back on your side here today, or else you're going to get run ruled if you're not careful.
Allen's outside and low as it bounces before the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter, DeRoche.
And what you got to beware of if you're East Ascension is a little complacency. Oh, it's 11-0. We got this.
That's right.
And then you get a little overconfident, and then you never know what happens once that takes place.
Be a slapper, shortstop, picked up by Lanou, and Lanou makes the play over to Blanchard, and we've got 1 down.
So East Ascension playing very good defense so far, as Lanou got that throw to first in time. DeRoche has good speed, and she's playing from that left side of the plate, so she had the extra step, but good job by the shortstop. Now we get to the bottom of the order, 9 hitter.
Madeline Richard hitting .133 on the season from the right side of the plate. Called strike to her. Tell you, Baker has been very effective, but she only has 1 strikeout so far.
Right. She gave up leadoff base runners in the first 2 innings, but that last inning was very impressive because after Smith got the walk, she got the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to pop up.
Yep.
And not fly balls, just regular pop-ups.
Right. 1 to the shortstop, 1 to the second baseman, and 1 to the catcher.
It's a good recovery by her.
The sophomore spins 1. Out. Nope. Check that. Caught the outside corner. Call her Rembrandt every now and again when she paints that corner like that.
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sometimes
1 out.
Sometimes when you get that 11-0 lead, you get the calls going your way because everything else is going your way too.
Hard ground ball to shortstop. Throw to first in time. Well done by Lanou. It was a well-struck ball, but right to her. She didn't have to do anything but catch it and throw it. 1 hopper.
And that's the number 9 hitter. We've seen some good contact from both number 9 hitters so far today. Green got the home run in EA's 9 spot. And Richard had one of the hottest shots of the day right there, but Lanou was right there to make the recovery.
Haley Fasackerly will step to the plate. She was hit by a pitch in the very first inning, and she has not seen any action at the plate since. And we are in the bottom of the 3rd.
If you recall, she got to second base, and then she got caught napping on the throwback from the catcher, Stevens to Stevens, for the putout.
I bet that won't happen again. Foul ball. 0-2.
Boy, Baker is just very efficient here today. And she's not playing around. She's getting in the strike zone, and that's the key to her success. She hasn't had a lot of those. She's walked 48 batters so far this season, only struck out 39. You very rarely, Jimmy, see a pitcher with more walks and strikeouts, baseball or softball.
That changeup was a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball popped out of play.
Right to us.
Yes, sir.
Bang.
You heard it. If we had a window open, you could have reached out and caught that one for the out.
Mm-hmm. I think I would not have been allowed to come back to school tomorrow if I did that.
A little low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. rocking and firing inside, and that runs the count full. We haven't seen many of those today.
No, that's the first 3-ball count. No, second 3-ball count. Piper got to 3 balls as well.
Full counter for Sackerly, the leadoff hitter. Third batter in this inning, and this one is going to be fouled.
And what's really unusual is when we talked about those 48 walks for Baker, she's done that in 52 innings. So you're averaging almost a walk an inning. So far, we have 2 2/3, and she hasn't given up a walk here today. And I usually curse that when I say that because you know what the next pitch is going to be.
She swung and struck her out on. So, a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Lady Spartans. We will take a break right after this. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our inaugural season of athletic competition.
Relief Windows,
Galvez Seafood, Superior Office Supplies, Mike Anderson's, Miller Safety Consulting, Hollis Orthodontics.
We are back on the Rev Game of the Week. It is 11-0. The Spartans leading the Lady Canes, and they are back at the plate. And they'll start things off with Savannah Baker, the pitcher. She will be followed by the 9-hole hitter, Zakiah Jackson, and then back to the top of the order with Caden Toulier. Sheets back in the circle for the Lady Canes. She's come on in relief of Mackenzie Smith. Call strike.
Nice change of speed there. Started slow. I guess if Mike was here, he'd talk about pitching backwards right now.
That's right. I'm no Mike Moeller, I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm. I've learned so much listening to him sit next to me. I guess that's where my skills are coming in today, I guess.
Without a doubt. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the 4th. The Lady Spartans are in control of this one, and this will be fouled back into the screen to make it a 1-2 count.
Baker, she's got 1 hit. She's got the sacrifice, so she's 1 for 1, and she's got 3 shutout innings. So she's having a day to remember so far.
She is way up in the batter's box. She wants to get a hold of this one, and this one will be driven off the shortstop's arm. Mackenzie Smith, that was a hard shot. That is not an error. That was just a hard hit ball.
No, and she had the bad fortune of having to get the short hop right there.
Yep.
She could not come in and get that ball before it took the hop. But once it takes that short hop, you know, you're taking a chance right there. And if it takes a funny bounce, and you lose it, and that's what happened. So you had leadoff base runners for the Lady Spartans in all 4 innings. And now you got a home run hitter coming to the plate.
That's right. She had that 2-run dinger a little bit ago. And the runner's going. She is safe. So that will advance Baker to second base. Zakiah Jackson, again, both of us thought it was going to drop just at the wall or hit the wall. And it just snuck over the fence in between center and right field. This pitch will be a slow roller off the glove of Mackenzie Smith, and that will be an error. They'll go to the plate. The run scores, and she'll be safe at second. Everybody's safe. Unbelievable.
And you had the error right there, but the base runner, Baker, was dead at the plate.
Yep, I thought
LaDuff
so.
forgot to tag her.
Yeah, I thought she was definitely going to be nailed. So that makes it 12.
Yeah, and that's going to be an error on the shortstop, and the runner moves to second on the throw to the plate. And the run scores no RBI. And so it's 12-0. And now you got Touye, who just can't get out.
No.
So they had to take an equipment issue right there. They got that taken care of.
Top of the order with Caden Touye. Walked, had a hit, had 2 hits. Has two hits and scored 2 runs. His pitch is high and outside.
As I said, we covered this team against Prairieville earlier in the year. This team looks like they are just in a groove that they weren't in a few weeks ago, as they're just doing everything right so far.
Ball 2.
Prairieville has helped them for sure with some of these mistakes, but they're hitting the ball. They're getting infield hits. They're hitting the ball over the fence. They're getting line drives. They're getting bloopers, and everything seems to be falling their way. They look like a team that's definitely moving ahead in the right direction. And then
3 straight pitches, 3 straight balls.
Caught her napping as a throw back to the pitcher, and Green takes third on the throw.
Let me tell you something. There is no let up on this team for East Ascension. It is 12-0, and they're still running the bases like it was a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah, they're trying to get to 15, I'm sure. They can sense it.
Foul ball.
We've reached that point where we're going to have the 10-run rule before too soon if Prairieville can't get some runs on the board. And it doesn't hurt to get some insurance runs in case they do.
And you know, you don't want to take your foot off the gas because you want your players to always be playing 100% full speed no matter what, thinking about what the next play is.
Yeah.
Baseball is such a mental game, and that'll be strike called.
Yeah. I think she was like us. The umpire were waiting for her call, and then I think she was trying to influence him maybe a little bit, but you see that sometimes. But a lot of times the umpire will call her back just to say, hey, wait, I'm in charge here.
Right. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Zakiah Jackson at third. Ball 4, and that will walk her for the 39th time this season.
And now she's reached base all 4 times. She's 2 for 2 with 2 walks.
Wow.
So
not too shabby.
That on-base percentage has got to be in the 700s at this point.
Maya Lanou, the shortstop, lined out in the first inning. She had a triple in the third. This is going to be another base hit for Lanou. Jackson will score from third. And an RBI single for Maya.
If you're Prairieville at this point, you just got to take this as kind of a teachable moment, I guess, is what you can say. Take your lumps right now. Remember this. Remember what you did wrong. And keep this in the back of your head because you got 3 years to correct it.
Foul ball to number 10, Mackenzie Creel. 13 zip here in the top of the 4th. While we have a second, we certainly want to wish our executive producer, Lyle Boudreau, a speedy recovery. Not feeling so hot. Glad he's back in master control, though.
Absolutely.
Fouled back for strike 2.
Now, Prairieville, they're hoping for some different results. Right across the way, right behind us at the baseball field, their game is underway as you have a baseball-softball duo here today. We'll talk about that in a second. as you get the ball right there. The boys are playing against Denham Springs today, and so a win there could help them get back into playoff contention. They're in a bubble spot to possibly make a playoff run in their first season.
That would be huge for the baseball team. Fouled back into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes still. Still no outs. Pardon me.
Oh, it's okay. 14 hits so far here today. Not all of them well hit, but they're all kind of finding the right spots. But you've had some bunt singles, you've had some infield singles, you've had some bloopers, you've had some line drives, and you had a home run.
Sometimes in baseball or softball, you can be hitting the ball as hard as you can possibly hit it, but you're hitting it right to people, and it's just the opposite today.
Mm-hmm. Lanu had one of the hardest hit balls of the day, went right to the second baseman,
Exactly.
Kimberger, in the first inning.
And this one will be driven in the gap between right and center field. Goes to the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And it's going to be a double and 2 RBIs for Creel.
And that's a well-hit ball right there. So now, all of a sudden, earlier we were talking about how they were getting these little seeing eye singles and these infield singles. Now they're hitting the cover off the ball. 15
hits. And I think we're going to have Peyton DeVere check into the ball game in the circle and replace Kaylin Sheets. So Sheets will leave the ball game.
Yeah, it looks like she is going to exit. Now, she has been their number 2 hitter. She would be due up first in the bottom of the 4th. So DeVere may be hitting in her spot because I don't know that she's getting a glove or anything. It doesn't look like the third baseman Piper or the shortstop Smith is coming out of the game. So this might be it for Sheets. So I'm going to put DeVere in that spot right there. So she would be due to lead off in the bottom of the 4th.
DeVere has seen action in 10 games. She's pitched in 18 innings. She is 18 strikeouts to only 12 walks. She has an ERA of 8.55.
Yeah, she was the starting pitcher in the first game. It was kind of interesting because that first game, Prairieville had played a game on Monday because of rain out. And so you had the game against Dutchtown on Monday. Then you had the game against East Ascension on Tuesday. And they started Smith against Dutchtown, and they were going to give her a break and sit her on Tuesday. And they started DeVere, but then they got the 4-1 lead, and so they decided, let's go with Smith because we got a shot at winning this. And so they took her out and brought in Smith, and she was not able to get the win. But she's had some several starts on the season. This is her 11th appearance, like you said.
This pitch a little low to number 11, Emma Blanchard. Blanchard had a big double back in the 3rd. She has an interesting windup. It is not a straight wind. She comes across her body a little bit, and it's definitely a different delivery point.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes to the batter.
She's young. Sheets is a sophomore. I believe DeVere may be a freshman.
Correct.
2-1 count. So Blanchard had to strike out, the error to the shortstop, and a double. Now they've gotten to the 15. If Prairieville can't get any more runs, this game should be over at the bottom of the inning.
3 balls and a strike to Emma Blanchard. DeVere facing her first batter. Of course, the batter on second base is still that of Sheets. And she will walk her first batter that she faces. So Blanchard is at first, brings up Avery Stevens.
So let's see if Stevens actually comes up. This is not going to be Stevens, so they're going to start to make some replacements. This is number 18, Tatum Ladner. So I'm sure Coach Ricka feels comfortable with the lead right now. And so maybe getting some more girls some at-bats, which may be important in the postseason.
Definitely.
Oh, wait, it's not Ladner. Excuse me. I had the wrong team. That was the
So it's Aubrey Moran, number 18?
Yeah, Aubrey Moran. My fault. Aubrey Moran.
You're allowed one.
That's okay.
I've had 12.
Nah, I don't think so. Aubrey Moran.
Freshman, I believe, yes.
Don't have any statistics for her, so this might be her first appearance.
1 ball, 1 strike to Aubrey Ladner. Aubrey Moran. Got me.
Hybrid.
There you go. She was a little bit of both. Aubrey Moran at the plate, batting from the right hand. And this will be a dribbler, and it'll be stepped on the bag. Good job for the third baseman to make the play. That's Isabella Piper. Smart play. Knew what to do with the ball. It came to her. She stepped on the bag. We've got one away. So fielder's choice.
Yes, so Moran reaches on a fielder's choice. Got first and second, which is what you had when she came to the plate. And that'll bring up Stevens. Or is it? Number 2, yes, Madison Stevens.
Stevens had a hit in the second, then flew out to right field. And this is going to be another hot shot. Going to first. Can she get it? And she did. And they get out of the inning. What a play that time for Isabella Piper. And she steps on the bag for a 1 and then throws to first for the second out and the third out of the inning. A double play by the third baseman. Nice job for Piper. As we head to the middle of the 4th inning. And let's take a look at the Prairieville games coming up on REV.
So Prairieville's got a busy schedule, and you got the game here against REV, and then they're going to finish out the season. This is likely our last time we're going to see the Lady Canes. Tomorrow they're scheduled to play against Live Oak. That's a home game. Then they go on the road for Saturday and Tuesday. On the 5th, they go to Denham. That was a game that they won the first time. They'll see if they can get a second win in district right there. And then they finish the season on the road to over at Santa Ma. So Prairieville, in about a week, they'll be finished with their first ever season. And it's been a tough one today, but they've had a lot of success and a lot of positives that they can look back on.
So this will be number 26 coming to the plate, and that is Peyton DeVere, as we expected.
Yes. Now, Stevens is going to stay behind the plate. So Moran just came in to hit, but Stevens will assume the defensive position.
All right, so DeVere will start things off here in the bottom of the 4th, and we expect if they don't get 6 runs that this should end this ball game.
So it's going to be the tough part of the lineup, 2, 3, and 4. And they're talking to Coach Scholes. We'll see if they stay with the batting order. Trying to see who's on deck right there. I think that is Piper.
DeVere steps to the plate. Facing Savannah Baker once again. Well, the first time DeVere will face Baker. But Baker's back in the circle, and that's strike 1.
Yeah, DeVere came in to replace Sheets in the circle, and Sheets was 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and that likely ended her day.
Foul ball, strike 2. 0-2 the count. Got a new drum major over here.
Yeah, they have not given up. They stay confident.
Strike 3 as she swings on an inside pitch, and 1 batter, 1 out.
Now, I'm not going to say with absolute confidence because I've not seen all of East Ascension's statistics and I haven't seen all of their games, but I would argue to say that this is without a doubt Savannah Baker's best pitching performance of the season. doing a great job here today.
She's definitely being efficient, that's for sure. That pitch a little bit high.
Well, Piper's so short that for most hitters that may have been a strike.
Isabella had a heck of an inning at third to end the inning. She had a hot grounder to the stepped on the bag for out number 1, then got another one to step on the bag for out number 2, threw it to first for out number 3 to finally end that top of the 4th.
I think third base is her better position. She had that error at short, but she did a good job in that first game playing that position.
Touye spins, throws, got her, 2 away. That's what makes her so good, and she almost got knocked in the face on the return throw. Watch this. Moving to her right, or check her left, spins and throws, no problem.
Great job. Not only can she not get out with two hits and 2 walks, but she has a nifty glove as well.
Mackenzie Smith now at the plate will take the first pitch as a ball.
She's going to continue her career next year playing at Auburn Montgomery. So she's her career's not going to end here at Prairieville.
She's a special player.
Yep. It was a tough break for her last year because she started out the season as a starting pitcher at Santa Maud, but she was replaced at the end of the season, and she just wanted an opportunity to keep on pitching and demonstrate her abilities.
This will be driven to to straightaway center field, and Smith gets the second hit of the ball game for Prairieville. A little life.
You know who got the other hit?
Mackenzie Smith.
There you go. And they were both liners to center, no
That's
doubt.
right.
No doubt, base hits.
I had to look back at my scorecard. Almost caught me there, Coach.
Yep. Well, that one was a shade left of center.
Right.
The other one was a shade right of center. So she likes to just drive them right back up the middle.
Jordan Blanchard sends one into the stands, first base side.
You never want to see a team get shut out, but East Ascension, I think that would build up the confidence of Baker if she can get that third out right here.
Yes. Yeah, that'll send East Ascension in the latter part of this season with good momentum heading into the playoffs if they can keep it up.
If they can find a good pitcher who can get the outs, this team is scary.
Plunked her in the shoulder. So that sends Blanchard to first base. Smith moves over to second.
That's actually, so she's given up 2 base hits, and she's hit 2 batters. Those are the 4 base runners she's had so far today.
Lily Kinberger popped out in the second. Called strike. Man, you got to take a beat. Rocking and firing this time, a little high and outside. 2 runners on for the first time today for the Lady Canes.
Second time they've had a runner in scoring position.
And this will be a looping fly pop out, and it will be caught in play, and that should do it.
So good job so far by
Wait a minute.
East Ascension. Are we going into the 5th, or are we done? I believe we are
I think
done.
we're done. I think you're right. So, the final score. The Lady Spartans do everything they need to win this one big. 15-0 in 4. And you see Touye, nope, she'll get out of the way and give it to her shortstop who calls her off, and that was Lanu. And what a game it was, and my friend, what a fun game it was to start our careers together.
Yep.
And we've got another big one on Thursday.
Absolutely. We'll be out at Santa Monica. We're going to see these ladies Spartans, and we're going to see if they can keep that momentum up. It's going to be a tougher matchup, as you're going to see the number 3 team in the state and one of the top teams in 5A as they meet in the circle for their post-game conference and prayer, as they traditionally do here at all the schools in Ascension Parish.
And we certainly appreciate that. We want to thank our great crew today, Courtney Lawrence, Priya Singleton, Zane Chapoy on cameras, Andre Chapoy, our director, and, of course, so glad that Lyle Boudreau is back in master control, feeling better after a stint of a little bit of sickness. So we're glad to have him. And that's going to do it for us. The East Ascension Spartans over Prairieville, 15-0. That's going to do it for Jeff Porsche and myself, Jimmy Frederick. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you back on the Game of the Week on Thursday at Santa Maria, East Ascension versus Santa Maria in softball. Good night, everybody.